Hey guys, Joe Warner coming back in here with another battle replay for Rome 2. We have a 3v3 siege. Actually, this is the aspect of the attacker's side, so we will not be able to see any of the defenders. I will tell you who the defending factions are, though. We have Rome Angry playing as Rome. We have Lemort, who is playing as Epirus, as you can see his siege equipment here. And the final one is Colchis, being commanded by O.D. Goon. But as I said, we can't see any of the defending factions just yet, so let's get over the attackers. The attacking armies, we have Kush, commanded by myself. I had brought 5 units of my slave infantry, 5 units of regular Shotel warriors, 4 units of armored Shotel warriors, 2 on one side, 2 on this side. I actually made myself a little bit of a 2-prong attack on the same wall, but it would, with this road open here and this road open here, I was trying to push in as have, you know, cover the greatest ground. Continue on with my army. I also had brought 2 units of the Disciples of Epidemec. I'm pretty sure that's how you say them. These guys are nasty. They're not wearing a whole lot of armor, but they are quick burst troops. I had also brought with me 4 units of the Royal Kushite Archers, one of them being my general back here. That will round out my army. Let's move to my first ally over here, this is being commanded by Armored Scarab. He is playing as the Odrysian Kingdom. He has brought with him 6 units of his Thracian warriors, 5 units of his mercenary hoplites here, so that will cover all of his siege equipment across his front line. He had brought with him 3 units of the Thracian peltasts and a slew of the Thracian nobles. Actually, he has 6 units of Thracian nobles in total, one of them also being his general. And let's zip on over here to our final ally, who is Dan the Man. He is commanding Seleucid. He has brought with him 6 units of the Thorax Swordsmen, 5 units of Thurios Spears, 4 units of the Syrian Archers, 4 units of the Royal Peltasts. One of them, his general actually is a Syrian Silver Shield Swordsman. There we go. So that will round out his army, and let's get this one going. The reason why I didn't hit to start it off with slow motion is because you will see something coming out this gate right over here very shortly. So I didn't want to just start it right away. Starting to move up all of our towers, at least myself and Armored are starting to move up, and we have a sally out coming out, 2 units of Noble Blood Cavalry and a unit of Hippias Lancers here for Colchis. So they will try and make their way in to see what kind of damage they're going to be able to do. Sending one of the units of Noble Cavalry straight through the lines here in between the towers here, and they're going to be able to get right in onto a unit of the Thracian Peltasts here. Armored is seeing that, starting to quickly try and move 2 units of his Thracian nobles up. We do have the other 2 units of cavalry, the Hippias Lancers, and another unit of the Noble Blood Cavalry coming around the line. Sorry I missed this charge. Noble Blood Cavalry did get a pretty good charge in onto the Thracian Peltasts. Have killed 17 men so far. They are taking some fire from the other 2 units of Peltasts as they're trying to ride away. This unit is now down 6 men, quickly turning and charging into another unit. This is a unit of the Thracian warriors here, as they had come off of this one tower to start bolstering up the defenses. The other unit of the Noble Blood Cavalry has charged into another unit of the Thracian warriors here. These 2 units, I believe, try and pull back. This one unit does pull back. Pretty sure this one takes some serious losses here, down to 36 men already. Let's get back over onto my side here, still just pushing up more of my towers. Let's quickly get over to Dan's side, what he's going to be doing. Actually, we have the Roman cavalry coming out. We have a unit of Praetorian Cavalry taking some volleys from Pila here, from Thurios Spears, and 2 units of the Socii Equites Extraordinare. Well, big push out here of Roman soldiers out front. I believe these are all Evocade cohorts, so that should be something interesting for Dan to have to take care of over here. Combat still taking place over here. Actually, we do have the depleted unit of Noble Cavalry coming in for a charge. They're probably going to get a really big hit in onto these Thracian warriors. Yeah, fantastic charge in there by Colchis again. Cycling one of his other units, the Noble Blood Cavalry coming in with another huge charge in onto these Thracian warriors. So these 2 Thracian warriors taking some really big hits. We do have another couple of units of Odrysian Kingdom coming over, Thracian warriors taking out this 1 unit of Noble Blood Cavalry, down to 6 men there. That unit has been routed off of the battlefield. I had started making a little bit of a defensive side over here. I wish this is the time that I had wished that maybe I had brought some cavalry with me. I would have been able to come over here and help out, armored a little bit. I didn't really have that much of an opportunity to help him out pretty much at all. But I did notice over here on this side, Epirus has pulled out a couple of units of his cavalry. Also, he's a Thessalian cavalry and a Hellenic Royal Cavalry coming out over here. So I'm just continuing to push up my units on the siege towers up towards the walls. Colchis still has 2 units of his cavalry over here, Payas Lancers and the Noble Blood Cavalry. Shoot back over here, see what's going on with Dan's side. So Dan, at this point, had kind of just realized that Rome was pushing out a decent amount of forces out here on the walls, outside of the walls, I should say. He also did have the cavalry way back over here, but he didn't know what the cavalry units were going to do, obviously. So he starts forming up himself a nice little defensive perimeter here to keep an eye on his general and some of his archers as well. So on this side, I don't really think that there was a whole lot of combat. I mean, I'm going to keep coming back and forth. Actually, Dan is pulling his forces back. I wasn't sure exactly what he was doing over here. He did say that he was being attacked over here, or that the Romans had pushed out a decent force. So, let's get over to you. Here we have a ram here for Odrysian Kingdom hitting into the wall, into the gate here. Gate is currently at 6%, and just look at the amount of defenses here. So, Colchis is more than ready to defend against the Odrysian Kingdom here. Odrysian Kingdom giving themselves a long line of towers on this side. He's just getting his troops back up onto these towers here, so he's going to be able to push up some more towers here. Actually, his unit that was on the ram here, Thracian warriors, have been routed off of the battlefield. Their flag is gone, so he will no longer be using that ram. I had still left my units over here because the Colchis cavalry was still running around over here, so I wasn't sure what they were going to try and do. Epirus didn't really move his cavalry just yet. He just kind of thinned out his lines. They're a little bit better for a charge now. Finally, my towers are making landfall onto the walls here, starting to push up some of my Shotel warriors in here. Unit of Illyrian levies starting to defend, prepared to defend this road here. The Epirus player does have some of his hoplites over here, another unit. He's got mercenary Italian swordsmen here as well. So now I'm starting to move up my archers on this side, starting to push up some more of my slave infantry, 2 units of my armored Shotel warriors over here. My general is moving up closer to the gate. I was really hoping that he didn't have any more cavalry because my general is wide out in the open, but I did notice that he had the stakes here, but they are facing in the direction that would have been against me, so he would have been able to charge right out of the gate and get my general straight away, pretty much. He would have been able to just wreck my general completely. Odrysian Kingdom has a couple of units of his Thracian warriors here now, starting to push up onto the wall. Walls are being defended by 2 units of the Cartly Axemen here defending here. Another unit of regular Axemen here defending. Odrysian Kingdom, more towers pushing up. Actually, he did move up another unit of Thracian warriors to continue using this ram. Let's get on over here. Now you see Rome here, he's realized, I think that he's pretty much understanding at this point, the Roman player is understanding that Dan is pulled back. He's kind of just biding his time, waiting for an opportunity. So Rome is going to take this opportunity completely and start moving his archers and a couple of units of his armored legionnaires back over here to put a little bit of a pressure in onto the Odrysian Kingdom as they're coming into the walls on this side. My attack over here is starting to go pretty well. I have my units of archers up over here actually firing over into the hoplites here, because I'd much rather get the hoplites off the field as fast as possible. My units of slave infantry here should be able to take this unit of Italian swordsmen out. There are several units here. I mean, I have 4 units of the slave infantry already inside the settlement and a unit of Shotel warriors here. I pushed up these 2 units of Shotel warriors here. They are taking control of the gate. They are getting a lot of shots in, but these 2 units on this side of Shotel warriors were easily able to break these Illyrian levies, starting to push up. I'm going to take control of this tower here.
On watch.
Epirus cavalry is moving around. Actually, one of his units is starting to push up over here. I noticed this, and I'm able to move a unit of my armored Shotels over to try and deflect any sort of a charge. The other unit of the Epirus cavalry is now back over here in the woods. It's not saying that they're hidden. I don't remember if I was able to see them. There's no eyeball over here, so they probably were still visible on that side. Let's get back over here and to see what Odrysian is doing here. Odrysian Kingdom is pushing through the gate here. Probably lost a decent amount of men in that unit. Yeah, already down to 70 men. Archer fire coming in from the Eastern Archers here. Another unit of Kartli Axemen here for Colchis. Actually, ooh, look at this. Good move here by Armored with a unit of his mercenary hoplites pushing through this gap, and it seems to be wide open here. And then he's going to be able to get, hopefully, maybe get into these Eastern Archers here, or into this little archer den that they have over here, but the Colchis player is seeing that. Looks like he's pulling back a unit of his Kartli Axemen. Maybe he's going to pull over and just try and block this wall. Now, unfortunately, this unit is going to start taking fire from both sides here. He's got a unit of Eastern Archers firing at him from here. 2 other units of Eastern Archers here. Don't believe the Cretan Archers are not firing. So far, Armored is making some good ground. I mean, he's got the walls. He's taken the gates. Not taken the gates, but he's neutralized the gates at least. I believe he has neutralized this tower as well. So he's doing rather well. Pushing in on my side, I'm actually starting to move up some of my archers here now onto the walls. Getting into, still the mercenary swordsmen here are still defending against these 3 units of my Kushite slave infantry. Emperor's cavalry is back around, still now just sitting behind my army here. Colchis cavalry is gone. I guess maybe they got taken out. Let's see what we have here. We do have a couple of horses laying dead over here, so I'm guessing that maybe they charged in on that side and were quickly taken out. I'm trying to push this main center road here. Shotel Warriors. I don't understand why my screen keeps doing that. That's weird. Shotel Warriors pushing in against a unit of hoplites here. You see a couple of units of the mercenary Cretan Archers for Epirus trying to get away as my general is getting some good shots in. This unit of Royal Kushite Archers are pushing up onto the walls, and I have my other 2 units of Archers here. 1 unit is here. The other unit is... oh, right there, right next to them. Okay, so I do have 2 units of Archers up on these walls here, firing down, trying to really take out these backline units here as the mercenary Italian swordsmen are getting cut down. Let's get back over here onto Seleucid and Rome side. So Dan is actually doing something that's kind of interesting. He's moving up a unit of his Thurio spears. Actually, they did get some Pilaf volleys off onto this side over here. Now he's using this unit of Thurio spears. He's pulling them up real close to the wall here. And he's going to be able to just get... oh, no, not... I thought he was going to start volleying. Oh, maybe he's just trying to reform the line here. He also had moved up all of his Syrian archers here as well, fanning out their positions. Still making sure that he has a good defensive line against the cavalry here for Rome. And he also didn't want to push up because he couldn't exactly... he didn't know that Rome didn't have any archers over here, so he did not want to push up and risk losing units to archer fire here from the walls. Rome does have his ballista here, or onager here, I should say. I'm pretty sure they have stopped firing. Let's see what kind of damage they've done. This has lost 2 units. They have not lost any. This unit has lost 18 men so far. This unit has lost 3 men. Let's see, he's still firing. Where is he firing at? Is he trying to fire at the general, maybe? No. I do still hear artillery fire. Let's get back up over here onto the Odrysian Kingdom side. Actually, Epirus cavalry is now coming around, getting some really good shots off onto the Hellenic cavalry and the Thessalian cavalry. But again, another big charge into a couple of units of his peltasts here. Again, I felt bad that I wasn't able to. I mean, I could have pushed infantry around, but infantry wouldn't have been able to catch up to this cavalry on this side. So, I mean, he is fighting them off. He's got another unit of Thracian peltasts, pushing into this unit of Hellenic Royal Cavalry. He's unfortunately losing another unit of his Royal peltasts here, or his Thracian peltasts, sorry. His general's still here, though, Thracian nobles. Very tough unit. Very, very tough unit here. So if these 2 units of cavalry try and come in and fight against this unit of nobles, I don't think that's going to go in the favor of the cavalry at all. I'm making some really good progress here now. Starting to push up, taking this tower. I have my unit of archers firing in on a unit of the Kartli Axemen. Sorry about the mispronunciation there. Armored is starting to do well here at the gates. He has neutralized the gates, like I said. He's got this unit of Thracian nobles getting a flank in on some of the Kartli axemen here. Actually, there are these three units of Kartli axemen here defending against some mercenary hoplites and Thracian nobles. But we do have more of the Thracian nobles starting to move up. Actually, you can see them here. They're starting to get up onto this tower here. So the Thracian nobles will be coming into combat very soon. He is losing a unit of his mercenary hoplites here, but they are surrounded. I mean, he's got 2 units of hoplites here, a unit of Kartli axemen, and another unit of Kartli axemen over here. I'm starting to lose a couple of units, but I mean, they're the slave infantry, so I'm not really all that worried about it. Now, here's a line of his pikemen here. I start using my archers again to start trying to get some shots in onto his pikemen. As you can see, they're already starting to lose some men. Now that this flank is completely open for me, I'm going to start moving a couple of my units over here to help Armored out, try and get through this gate, take control of this gate, and get rid of these units that are defending here. Colchis sees that, and he has turned around to charge into a unit of my armored Shotel warriors. 2 units of armored Shotel warriors and a unit of regular Shotel warriors here. But now I saw right here that this was wide open, so I ended up pulling one of the units of Shotel warriors out of combat, and I start coming around into the archers that are here. One of the Eastern Archer units is already starting to break. They are now routed off of the battlefield. So I guess I just clicked off over here for this unit to come in here, and now they start to go in. So they'll be able to go in and wreck this unit of Eastern Archers here. Starting to see some more of the Epirus and Colchis units. Colchian nobles coming out. Another unit of Colchian nobles. There's his general there. Mercenary Indian elephants. That's going to be a problem for me because I don't have any pikes. So that should be interesting. Again, I didn't know what they had here. Hellenic Royal Cavalry here for the general. Rome has all 4 of his units of archers here, just giving aid to Colchis, being able to take out some of the Odrysian Kingdom's units. Let's get back over here real quick. Yeah, not really a lot going on. So, okay, I did miss this. Thurio spears did push up. They burned down this one tower here. Dan has also pulled back his Syrian archers away from the wall again. War dogs are here. Where are the dogs? Let's see. Where are the war dogs? Are over here fighting this unit of Thorax swordsmen. But the Thorax swordsmen are easily winning this combat. Let's get over here. Let's see. Yeah, there's 39 dogs left out of that unit of war dogs, so the Thorax swordsmen are able to take care of them rather easily. Oh, yeah, so the Odrysian Kingdom, yeah, he did move his general up onto the wall. This unit of Thracian Peltas, though, is going to get another big charge, rear charge in on them. But the Thessalian Cavalry only has 9 men left, but the Thracian Peltas did get that rear charge, so they will be breaking. I'm still pushing in as hard as I can. Finally, I'm completely over here on this side, helping Armored get control of this gate, get control of the walls over here. My unit of Armored Shotel warriors did rout one of the units of the Colchis archers over here. Finally, this unit of the Samnite warriors finally broke here for Epirus, so all of these units right here will be able to come in towards I'm pretty sure this is the town center. So I don't see any other circles anywhere. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the town center. There is a circle here, but I'm pretty sure that's just a capture point. I think this is the victory point here, but this could be the victory point as well. I'm not entirely sure. You can't really see in the replays, and I honestly don't remember what it was. Pikemen taking some really good shots here. Actually, it looks like maybe they're getting some friendly fire here by these Cretan archers. Pike unit has broken now off the field. I'm now just slogging units through this main road here into some more of the Thurio spears. The unit of Thurio spears here for Epirus coming in. Going to get some Pila volleys off, but they are starting to get rained down upon again. My general and this unit of Royal Archers getting some really good shots. Unfortunately, I started losing on this flank over here. A couple of my units of the Kushite slave infantry started to break. I moved up a unit of my armored Shotel warriors taking on these hoplites. Cretan archers have now pushed up into melee combat, and here comes a problem. This is a massive problem for me, Indian war elephants. They're just going to come in and start doing some damage. I'm trying to kill them with my archers. I think I switch over to Flame Arrow, actually, to start trying to get them to go berserk. They're going to get a good charge in onto this unit of Shotel warriors that was already wavering. Going to route them off the battlefield. Moving over 2 more units of his Cretan Arch. Actually, he's got a unit of the Orangian Axemen and a unit of his Cretan Archers here. Now I start pulling back my units because the elephants are here, so I'm just trying to get my guys out of there, trying to get some shots in with some flame arrows onto those elephants. Elephants are going to get a good charge in here onto this unit of Disciples of Piedmach, though, routing another unit of my armored Shotel warriors. So I didn't really have very much of an answer other than flame arrows to try and take these elephants out, or at least maybe get them to go to Berserk. Armored over here has a nice gap now here. He should be able to start pushing units up. He's going to continue trying to take this tower maybe. Let's see how close is it. Oh, he's close to taking the tower, but now I'm starting to push more of my units over here to try and continue helping him with his push onto this side back over here. Dan is still holding strong. Actually, he keeps moving his archers up forward, moving up some of his Thurio spears here, just using his javelin capabilities. Both of the dog units have been thrown out. This unit has lost all of its dogs. This unit still has 1 dog remaining. But Rome is just holding firm here. He realizes that Dan is going to have to come to him, obviously. So, you know, he's just being defensive. He's defending. So I have there's no real issue with this side over here. Let's get back over onto this side. So Armored is pretty much gone at this point. His general was pushed into combat, but they have been surrounded by some Kartli Axemen. They have armored legionnaires here, and all of these units of archers are getting some really good shots off. His final unit of Thracian nobles here coming in. I don't think he saw the general until the last second. He's trying to get these archers. He's trying to get this unit of Thracian nobles in on these archers. Now, here's a part where I messed up. I just moved these guys over here, and I didn't end up actually doing anything with them again. So my general immediately gets cut down by all of these archers. My general is now routing, and I'm pretty sure he breaks pretty much right there. Broke right there. I do have a couple of units still here, though. A unit of Krushite archers, armored Shotel warriors, another unit of Shotel warriors, but they are starting to break now, watching the general die here. So these 2 units are going to lose. I end up losing these 2 units completely. Like I said, I completely forgot that I pushed them over there. The mercenary Indian war elephants still running amok around over here, but I do have them going out of control right now, which is good. I wasn't entirely sure. I remember watching this, and I don't know why Epirus wasn't pushing his 2 units up here to take out these archer units. I mean, he would have been able to just walk right through them. Unit of pikemen, mercenary Samnite warriors would have just destroyed these 2 units here. Again, I'm starting to get some really good fire arrow into the elephants. They're just trampling down on these archers. And actually, oh, they didn't. They stopped. But a whole bunch of them. Look at that. They were pretty much at full, and now there's 6 of them left. So, actually, really good job here by my archer units taking out these war elephants. Elephants did come back around again, get some more kills into some of the Cretan archers over here. Actually, they're still going. Are they still going out of control? Yes, they're going to make their way into this unit as well. But somehow that one elephant who was going out of control just walked right through the Cretan archers. Only killed 1 guy. And the final elephant has now dropped. So the elephants are now off of the battlefield, thankfully. But as the elephants were being used, I did lose my entire army, aside of the units that I had forgotten. I pushed up over here. I still have a unit of my Disciples of Piedmach here taking on 2 units of the Colchian nobles. So, yeah, this is all I have left. I have Shotel warriors, 2 units of archers, that unit over there, but they are fighting 2 units of the nobles, like I said. I think Dan realizing that he was the only one left on the battlefield now for us, he starts making his push forward now. Roman cavalry still sitting way back over there, so he's still got all of his units of his Royal Peltas here as a back line, waiting to see if the cavalry comes up. Started to move up his archers now. Now he's able to see that the Rome player doesn't have any archers over here, so he's going to just move up his archers, get a couple of shots in. See a couple of units of the War Dogs starting to pull back, push forward, I should say. Unit of the Evocade cohort were pushing forward. They have pulled back to be more defensive again. Unit of the Thorax swordsmen now starting to push forward. Archers are now moving up again. This is pretty much where the battle is going to be from now on. Like I said, all of Odrysian Kingdom is gone. and my units now getting charged in. My 2 units of archers actually getting charged in by the general here from Epirus. I still did have control technically for the last couple of seconds of that tower, so this unit of the Thessalian cavalry that did charge in onto armored units over here had to come all the way around. They were too close, and this unit will break. There is only 3 of them left here. My unit of Shotel warriors now taking on a unit of the Agrinian Axemen, mercenary Samnite warriors, and a unit of pikemen, so 74 guys left. That unit's really not going to last. This unit of the Disciples, though, was able to break one of the units of the Colchian nobles over here with the aid of the archer towers, but now the Epirus player has moved in his unit of mercenary Cretan archers, and they are getting some fantastic shots, using whistling shot, actually, now, trying desperately to break this unit. Epirus General did get a massive charge in onto my my second to last infantry unit. One of my units of archers did break on that charge out from the general, and I figured I would just go in for a charge here with the last unit of Royal Kushite archers, just to try and do as best as I could, maybe take some more of the general out here for Epirus. Let's shoot on back over here. We do have some combat going on. Actually, Dan had moved up his Thorax swordsmen. They are using their Pila capabilities. Rome is returning the same, using his Pila, just getting some really great fire. Putting up a unit of Hastati up on the walls here. Going to get some really good shots down onto these units that are just standing here. So we have a big Pila volley going back and forth here between Rome and the Seleucid army. Seleucid army, this unit of Thorax swordsmen, they're starting to lose their current combat here. They're not actually in combat yet, so, but they have there. See, the yellow dot did right itself. Dan actually moved in a unit of his pikemen in to start poking away at the Evocati cohort here. Unit of war dogs. Pikes have now gone down, and the stabbing is going to start. Rome, this unit of Evocati had taken a lot of Pila fire, and now they're having to deal with this unit of pikes, so that's not going to go very well for this unit. As you can see, Rome is starting to move some of his archers back, or slingers I should say, back over here. And all of the units that were still over on this side for Epirus and Colchis will be able to make their way across this one bridge here. Oh, there is another way. Okay, so there's 2 ways to get back onto this side of the settlement. So they can use this bridge here. This is not passable. This is not passable. This is passable here. So there are 2 ways for the Colchis and Epirus armies to get over here to aid the Roman army. Rome is starting to already lose some of his units. A couple of units of the war dogs are starting to break from the units of the Thorax pikemen here, getting some fantastic shots. Dan actually moving over 2 units of his Thurios spears and one of his units of Syrian archers, getting some really good flanking fire in on the Evocati cohort here. This unit is going to break soon. This unit is just both of these units just losing numbers very quickly. Dan's archers were starting to get shot at here by some of the Syrian archers from Rome. 2 units of the Roman archers are getting some shots in onto his Syrian archers, so he pushed them back. Roman cavalry still just hanging out over there in the corner, just waiting for their opportunity to be pushed into combat. Dan did something kind of funny here. He brought four of these galleys here. He just stuck his archers back underneath the galleys here, and you'll see why he did that shortly. He does have another unit of his Syrian archers over here. Are they out of ammunition? No, they still have ammunition. They have their bows out, but they are getting shot from behind here by this one arrow tower over here. So he is steadily losing men out of this unit here. Evocati cohort still waiting for the Thorax swordsman here to push in. Dan's moving another unit of his Thorax pikemen up. Rome is seeing that, and I guess seeing with the destruction of these 2 units here, he's pushing his units back closer to the gate, which is a good move because, I mean, he's got his slingers, he's got his archers here. So this unit of pikes will eventually start taking some damage from the archers if he started shooting at them. Now he's pulling his archers back around. Maybe he's going to just try and line them up right over here and just get some excellent shots in on these Thorax pikemen. Syrian archer unit is pulling back again for Dan, and now we see Dan's beefy, heavy units now starting to move up. His Royal Peltasts, 2 units of his Royal Peltasts heading over in this direction for these towers. I can assume that he was going to hop up on these towers and start pushing up on the walls. We have the other 2 units of the Royal Peltasts over here starting to push up. probably going to do the same. Roman cavalry is now starting to move around a little bit. The Praetorian cavalry is in their wedge form. The Equites are both in just standard form. We are experiencing a little... I saw a little bit of lag there. Saw the units kind of jumping a little bit on the screen. Sorry about that. Not sure why that was going on. Kokis has now moved over 2 of his units of Eastern Archers, probably going to go up onto the wall here and start firing down. Not sure how much ammo they still had left, because they did do a lot of firing on myself and Armored from back over onto the other side where we were making our attack. Dan is moving his 2 units of Thurio Spears over here. Actually, his pikemen did push in, started getting some kills on the Ivocate cohort, but here we go. Eastern Archers up on the wall. Absolute fantastic flanking fire here onto these units of Thorax Swordsmen. Unit of Thorax Pikemen also getting shot. So the pikemen are starting to lose some numbers here. Dan has control of the outside of the walls, if that really means anything at this moment. Cavalry for Rome has stopped again. They did move a little bit closer. Dan now stuck all 4 of his units of archers back underneath the heavy galleys here, just to try and keep them protected. Unit of Thurio Spears back over here. Another unit of Royal Peltas here climbing up onto this tower. Actually, okay, so one of his unit... Where did the other unit of... Oh, here's a unit of Royal Peltas here, getting some good peel of fire in on this unit of Ivocate cohort. Cavalry is now moving in. Dan sees this, moves this unit of Thurio Spears into their square formation. Let's get in on this cavalry charge here for Rome. See what kind of damage they're going to be able to do. First line of cavalry did push in. This unit of Thurio Spears lost a decent amount of men on that charge. Starting to get back up. Another unit, the Praetorian cavalry, coming in on a flank charge here. The other unit of Equites coming in on another flank charge. So well done using his cavalry over here for this Roman player. Just hitting this unit of Thurio Spears from all sides. So square kind of didn't really matter at this point, but the Thurio Spears are still holding. I mean, they're losing. Current comment says that they're losing. The unit is losing decisively. They are fighting 3 units of cavalry, though, so that kind of makes sense. Unit of the Praetorians did pull out. Let's see. Peltas did get up onto one of the towers. He's pushing up a tower on this side, pushing up 2 towers up on this side with some Royal Peltas again. His general has moved up closer to the front line. Let's see. We still have archer fire coming down. Kokis archers, that unit is not firing. This unit of Kokis archers are now starting to fire down onto the general unit. We do have the Praetorian cavalry starting to move around. Maybe they're going to try and delay. Nope, they are just going to sit over here. Now here's the funny part. The Roman player is trying to attack Dan's Syrian archers, but they're inside the galleys, so they can't really get a good charge on them. Unfortunately for this unit of Thurio Spears, though, they did get a rear charge on them by Praetorian cavalry, so that unit of Thurio Spears will be gone. But, yeah, so a little bit of a tip for you guys. It's not the greatest of defenses, but as you can see, this unit of Socii Equites here have been attacking this unit of Syrian archers. Syrian archers have only lost 4 men so far because of the galleys. So, you know, if you guys want to use that in your attacks or whatever, it's, I mean, some people could say that it's, you know, cheating or whatever, but the galleys are in the game for a reason. So, like, let's just see this unit of Praetorians coming in, hitting this unit of Syrian archers. Galleys are just starting to move forward. This unit has lost nobody. This unit lost nobody. He did pull out one of his units of his archers. I'm pretty sure they have no ammo. They're just basically tricking this unit of Equites to try and get hit in by these Royal Peltas. Equites are pulling away, but I believe the Peltas do get some volleys off. But still, see here. I mean, they've lost some men, but they haven't been completely run over. So the galleys are serving a major purpose here. The Praetorian cavalry is getting really close to getting caught up by some of these infantry units here. So Equite unit is pulling back. Some of his Royal Peltas trying to catch this unit of cavalry. Cavalry is going to get a bit of a charge in onto the Royal Peltas. Peltas losing some men, but the Praetorian cavalry already down 10 men there on that charge. We have some more of the Equites coming around. Now, like I said, it's a little bit of a help So, I mean, eventually the cavalry was able to rout, or start to have this unit to rout, but they did regain their composure. Another unit of thorax swordsmen coming over to catch up onto these horsemen. This Equites unit has been finally caught. Now they're pulling back out of combat again, but they did lose a decent amount of men. Let's get up onto the wall, see how Dan's attack is going. So his unit, his towers have landed. He's got a unit of Royal Peltas in here fighting against some armored legionnaires. All of the Roman archers and slingers are right here, just waiting an opportunity to loose some arrows and rocks into his men. Unit of armored legionnaires now pushing in on a little bit of a flank. Now they're okay. Now they're going to wrap all the way around this unit of Royal Peltas. Oh, maybe he's just going to pull them back over here, reform them, and just get a real fantastic rear charge. Epirus did push out a unit of his mercenary Cretan archers that were out of ammo, though they charged right into a unit of thorax pikemen, and we're starting to waver there. That unit's going to break very soon, though. There's only 15 left. This unit of Evocade cohort just getting absolutely wrecked by this unit of pikes. Let's see what this pike unit is up to. 299 kills already. Where's his other unit of pikes? Are they still here? No. I guess his other... Oh, no. Here's his other unit of pikemen over here on this tower, just waiting to get the command to go up onto the walls. Roman cavalry still over here doing some work, putting in some work on this unit of thorax swordsmen. Dan is quickly trying to use 2 more of his infantry units to try and catch up to this cavalry before they start running away, but I don't think he ends up catching them again. The two of the units of his Syrian archers still, again, in the galleys, pushed up forward, closer to the wall, just waiting. This unit of Syrian archers is outside of the galley. Maybe he's going to use them as a bit of bait for, hopefully these units of cavalry will come over and charge in, and he'll maybe be able to get his infantry over there. We do have his general now, the Seleucid general, Silver Shield swordsman, got up onto this tower, and look at this. They have a free lane to just come straight through back into all of these archers here. I believe the Epirus guy ends up seeing it, but he ends up seeing it too late. We do have a unit of Royal Peltas up over here, clearing out some of the eastern archers. Pikemen still here fighting this unit of Evocade cohort. We have a unit of the auxiliary archers coming in. They do have their swords out, so they are out of ammunition. But again, it's good. Just get another unit of theirs off the battlefield. It's fantastic. This is, again, I don't know if this is the town center or if this is just a capture point, but Dan is starting to neutralize here. You guys, just as a reminder for you guys, Dan is the only one left from the attacking factions, and he is taking over. He's taking on what's left of Colchis and Epirus and the entirety of the Roman army. So he's got a lot of work still to do here. I mean, we did see another unit, I believe that was a Colchis unit, pulling back across the bridge here, so I'm assuming that this is not, in fact, the town center. So I'm going to assume that this back over here is the town center. So Dan still has a long way to go to get in. Big charge coming in here from the general bodyguard of Rome into the Silver Shield swordsman. Rome he rallied and used a raised banner, probably trying to save this unit of archers, but all for naught. The unit of archers have broken. Way back over here in the distance, Epirus general coming all the way around the settlement. He had to cross way back over here, and he's making his way around into the back of Dan's lines over here. The Roman cavalry still here. Praetorian cavalry getting a big charge into this unit of thorax swordsmen, killing 1 man on that charge. Thorax swordsmen still trying to fight off another unit of the Equites Extraordinare, and the final unit of Equites are pushing around. I'm guessing maybe he's going to try and... Is there a passable way over here? Way back over there, there's another passable way. So he could come all the way back around. I'm not sure why he would do that. I would just keep using the cavalry to continue to charge into Dan's rear lines. Dan did move a unit of his Royal Peltas over here that were victorious, pulling over here and trying to silence this tower and get it into his favor. Unit of Royal Peltas now chasing down a unit of the auxiliary Syrian archers who... They don't have anything. Oh, they have... no, they don't. I can't tell if they have ammo still. It looks like they have their swords out. Okay. But they're just going to run right into the general here. General was able to... No, Roman general was right there. You could see him really just quickly disappearing right there. Colchis general is pulling back. The unit of the Cartley Axeman starting to pull back. So Rome and Kokis, actually the defenders are now pushing back. So Dan was able to push through the entire Roman army, essentially. Here comes the Epirus general. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. They are in water, so they're going to have to move. They're going to move very slow, and they are exhausted because he had them run all the way around the settlement. But Dan has free range on this gate now, so he's just going to start pushing all of his forces in. He will have control of this gate, so that will make this cavalry here useless. They will have to run, again, all the way back around over to one of the gates that they control, which I believe is way back over here. So they're going to have to run all the way back around over to this gate to be useful in this battle again. Dan's not giving up, though. He's just pushing right away. Got a unit of his Royal Peltasts in here fighting along this bridge. Actually, let's zoom in here. We don't really see many settlements with bridges, so let's just get some of the bridge combat here. Oh, wrong button there, sorry. There we go. Peltasts were pushing up. I did see his general, actually his general, where is his general go? Oh, wrong button again, apologies. General coming over here, silencing a unit of the Syrian archers over here as well. These Syrian archers did not have any ammo left unit to just easily break for the general here for Seleucids. But here comes the Roman general. Is he going to get a good charge? He's going to charge into the unit on the bridge. Really not a good charge at all. He did use an ability. He used Intimidate and Warcry. So, I mean, he's trying to just break that unit. But honestly, I think I would have just used that general's bodyguard and charged into the back of these Silver Shield swordsmen, trying to rout the general. It really wasn't that great of a charge by the general bodyguard here. He tried to hit a unit that was on the bridge, and it was a really tight angle here. Let's see. We do have a unit of the cavalry here. Do they own this gate? I don't think they own this gate. For some reason, I can't see. Odrysian Kingdom owns this gate. So, again, this cavalry will have to come all, because I still own this gate, I believe, also. Odrysian King, yeah, the attackers own both of these gates, so again, this cavalry is going to have to run all the way around the settlement. So, bringing cavalry for defenders is obviously a good idea because you can get sally outs and stuff like that. But once the defenders are on the inside and they have control of the gates, unless there's breach points in the walls, cavalry is kind of useless if it's stuck outside the walls. Dan is now starting to take over this capture point here. We do see the remaining Colchis and Roman player starting to pull back across the bridge. Roman general is over here. He will be able to cross through the waterway here. So I'm really, yeah, this has to be the town center. Wait a second. How did that cavalry... Oh, I forgot. Armored knocked the gate down, but that didn't work out very well for them because they took a lot of damage from the hot oil there. And do we own this tower? No, they own this tower. Okay, so he's not taking any losses right now, but they took a big hit coming through that gate with all of the hot oil that dumped down on top of them. Let's see what the cavalry out here is doing. Roman cavalry still just kind of hanging out over here. Epirus general is trying to run all the way back around. I mean, I don't blame him. He's trying to use his general. He's trying to get his general into combat. I mean, it's a shame that they're not going to be able to use the gates over there to around the settlement to get back inside. They have to come all the way back around to that gate way back over there. Dan moved up a unit of his thorax pikemen holding the end of this bridge here. Do these archers still have ammo? Slingers have their shields, so they don't have their daggers in their hands. So maybe the slingers still have ammunition. The archers have their swords out. They are out of ammunition. So that is not a good sign here. Dan has the... Yeah, Dan has the balance of power. Dan definitely has the balance of power on his side. He's got a lot of units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 units out of his 20. So, oh, sorry, 14 units. Didn't even realize this unit was still over here. 14 units still here for Dan. So, well done to him. Now, he's going to just come right over here, move a couple of his units, Thurio Spears, some of his Royal Peltasts, and just use this walkway and come around over here. Slingers now are activated. They're getting some shots in on the pikemen onto the flank. They the archers firing also? No, they are just the slingers. Slingers are getting some really good shots in onto these thorax pikemen as they're trying to get around. Dan is now starting to move some more of his forces across. Got some thorax swordsmen coming across the bridge here. Some Royal Peltast and his general here just waiting for their opportunity to come across the bridge. Colchis general is here. We have the unit of Syrian archers. Roman general still back over here, and the other unit of the Extraordinari did correct themselves. Probably the general came over and, told them that was not the greatest of moves to come through a gate when they got poured oil on them, but the cavalry is still here on the field. So Dan has made his way across the water here, and he's pushing up a unit of his thorax pikemen into some Kartli axemen and slingers. Slingers are getting some volleys off onto the pikemen. Pikemen have now formed up, charging in again. Probably they putting their pikes down. They did put their pikes down coming in. Kartli axemen just pulling back. They want nothing to do with them. Royal Peltast coming around, and Dan is awesome. He's going to use this unit of Peltasts to come over here and capture this gate, and the Epirus General will be completely useless. The only gate that the defenders will have to use now will be this one, and unless they come over here and take it back and get it into their control, they'll just keep losing units. Let's see what's going on here in the town center. Pikes have now gotten into combat with Kartli axemen. He's got a unit of his thorax swordsmen just chasing down the Balearics. Balearic slingers are just running for their lives. I do see the Roman general starting to move around. Colchian general is in here in combat against some Royal Peltasts. 73 versus 131. This general, maybe the Roman general activated a war cry again. Thorax swordsman pushing in on this side, starting to neutralize this tower. Roman general just going to get out of there. He's probably going to try and come around, maybe get a rear charge in onto the Royal Peltasts here. Let's see how Dan's doing. Yeah, Dan has now neutralized this gate, so I don't think that the Epirus player will be able to use this gate. I think it's neutralized, so he won't be able to come in. We'll have to see what they end up doing. Just kind of halting them here now. I mean, they're completely exhausted. They ran miles. Maybe not miles, but they ran a long distance around. Dan has taken this, so I guess this is just a victory. So where is the... Maybe this is the town center. It looks like it's the biggest circle. No, that look roughly to be... Oh, maybe no, that is a little bit bigger. So, okay, I was wrong this whole time. This is the town center here. Dan is still using his unit of thorax swordsmen, just chasing this unit out. Syrian archers just getting shot down here now by the tower. That unit has routed. So Dan will be able to come back around again with another unit of his thorax swordsmen. We do have the Royal Peltasts here getting surrounded. They were surrounded by the the general of Rome and Colchis. Unit of the cavalry, the Equites, have broken now. Seleucid general pushing up, and we're starting to see a whole bunch of flags waver. We do still have the Epirus general around over here. Roman Balearic slingers got caught up. They're getting just shot at by 3 towers here, 4 towers here. So that unit will break. There's a minute 17 left in this replay. How do we still have another minute? I guess oh, that's right. So the Epirus general did something here. I guess he realized that this was the only unit that he still had left, so he dismounted his general, used one of our towers to come up into the settlement, starting to try and take on this unit of thorax swordsmen. It is still a general unit. They're not they're not on their horses anymore, but it is still a general unit, and I believe his general is still alive at this point. So they might actually have a good battle against these thorax swordsmen. Dan's realizing this. He starts pulling his unit in front of the tower now. Epirus is pushing his general up onto the walls. 36 seconds left in this replay. I don't even think there's going to be combat. Or the general's going to... Nope, just getting shot. Just getting shot to pieces again. 4 archer towers firing at them right now. 3 archer towers firing at them right now. Dan is not going to just let it go, though. He's moving more of his units over here. Hellenic Royal Cavalry here, general, is just getting cut to pieces. He's starting to rout. 12 seconds left in the replay. Successful attack by myself, Armored Scarab, and Dan, but Dan was absolutely the player of the game. I mean, he took out Rome's entire army by himself. and he took out the remaining army of Colchis and Epirus. So big shout out to Dan, awesome player. So happy that he's on my team. You know, being part of the Hungry Wolves. So yeah, let's get into the ending army comps here. We'll start off with Armored's army here. His general, 171 kills. Thracian nobles here, 211, 244, 159, 207, and 172. Thracian warriors, 141. These are the units that got charged by the Epirus and Roman, not Epirus, the Epirus and Colchis cavalry over here, so they didn't really get a lot of kills. 141, 0, 71, 19, 77, and 41. His mercenary veteran hoplites here as well, 5, 16, 32, and 64. And his Thracian Peltast really didn't, I mean, he didn't really have a whole lot of time. He was getting attacked by 2 armies. Technically 3, because Epirus moved his cavalry around as well. So Armored took a big damage by all 3 of the defending armies. We'll move on to my guys real quick. My general, 113. My other 3 archers, 140, 130, and 58. Armored Shotel warriors, 188, 88, 247, 267. Disciples of Epidmac, 184 and 85. My Kushite slave infantry, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. They pushed up the towers on that right side. 11, 67, 59, 46, and 43. And into my normal Shotel warriors, 107, 117, 102, 91, and 53. Getting into Dan's army, his general, 205 kills, Silver Shield Swordsman, fantastic. His archers didn't get a whole lot of kills, but I mean, they were, I think he was using them more for distractionary tactics for the cavalry that was out there. Syrian archers, 0, 67, 92, and 41. His Peltast, 64, 514 kills by this unit. Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Well done there. 263 again, 155. So really good by these 3 units of the Peltast. Pikemen, 347 and 119. Thorax Swordsman, 85, 146, 32, 85, 60, and 85. And into his Thurio Spears, 30, 114, and 100. Let's get into the defending factions. We have Rome Angry, his general with 10 kills. Praetorian Cavalry, 201. Equites, 190 and 206. So really well done by his cavalry here, at least. His Balearic Slingers, 183. Auxiliary Archers, 110, 139, 147. Hastati, 46 and 69. Evocade Cohort, 64, 92, 23, 0, 13, 29, 226 kills here by this unit of Armored Legionnaires. This unit with 135, and his dogs rounding out with 40 and 11. Lamort here as Epirus. His general, 288 kills. His elephants, 125 kills. Cavalry, 79 and 103. His Argrenian Axemen with 129 kills there. His archers did rather well, 110, 144, 190. His hoplites, 27, 46, and 97. Illyrian levies, only 34 kills. Getting into his mercenary troops now here, though. 168 for that unit. Samnite Warriors, 58, 97, and 80. His pikemen did, one unit did pretty well, 184 kills. The other one I think I just shredded with archers. And his Thurio Spears, 102 and 5. And last but not least, we have Colchis here, which actually this is the 2nd or 3rd replay that I'm doing that Colchis has been in, so I'm starting to see them more often. Probably check them out as a faction, maybe use them here and there. We have O.D. Goon. His general here, Colkin Nobles, 104. The other unit, 172. His cavalry did rather well out on the charge. I mean, he did a lot of damage against Armored's Thracian warriors and the hoplites and everything. 139, 95, and 64. His archers, 92, 222, 177, and 191. So well done here with these 3 units of archers. Axemen, 133. Colchian nobles, more Colchian nobles here, 85 and 60. His hoplites, 66 and 45. Cartly Axemen, 230, 174, 101, 115, 214, and 125. So really well done by these Cartly Axemen. I'm gonna check this faction out. I would say maybe you guys should check them out as well if you haven't already used them. They seem pretty good. I mean, they've got some pretty beefy offensive guys here. They got a lot of kills. So that's going to wrap up this replay here, guys. If you enjoyed the content, please make sure to give a like and a comment on the content. Also, I just want to give another reminder. I am part of the group, Backseat Generals, is myself, Gorm Mjolnir, and Ellington, Total War, or Lord Ellington as he is known in Discord. I'll put their links down in the description there for their YouTube channels. Make sure you guys get over there and check out their stuff as well. Alright guys, well, 46-minute battle, went pretty well. We ended up winning, but again, Dan, you were the shining star of our team. Alright guys, I will talk to you guys soon.